And if I'm not mistaken, our casters will be ready to take things over.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello? It is us.
Yes.
It is I. It is we.
It's you, it's us.
So, folks, Navi, Furia, Mirage.
Mirage.
Sorry, I wasn't ready. I wanted more analysis, dude. I wanted a bit more of an unpacking before this treat was presented to me, but here it is. It's on a plate. It's dished right up. And it's time, all right? Without further ado, we get into a big one. Furia, are they outclassed? That's really the question mark around this one. I had high hopes for them based off of what we saw from their previous game. They looked good. You know, it was a great reminder as to what Furia can achieve. But it's Navi. And right now it was Yuri just trying to piece out some bit of a B hit. Is this going swimmingly? I'm not sure. For a second, it looked like Navi had it all under wraps, but now they're fighting back. Yeah. And Furia have got them a little bit nervous.
Yeah, you know, a plant's a win, I think, in this position. And they gush simple. That'll slow them down a touch. They can assist this bomb plant, and that, I think, needs to be priority number one, if they can manage it. But it looks like they're really thinking about how they can win the round off this gush.
With 2 players low,
okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, they're just playing it standard, so it looked like they could have gone for a cat plant if they wanted to. They opted not to. And Simple, with no health, still gets his kill. Safe, what can you do, my friend?
Well, you said his name too loud, you made him nervous. So he dropped the first few shots, but he does still kill Simple on his cross through the windows. And Safe's reposition's going to find that second player out. Safe, 1 versus 3. Come on, send them a message. But instead, he's packed into the bottle, and it's Electronic with the CT pistol round win.
He got packed into the bottle?
Yes.
Oh, that would suck.
Imagine.
10-second defuse. A little bit strange in that 2vx. It was like there was no real idea. They could have planted for Safe in that position to go off cap, and they just put the bomb down. Even with cat control, I don't know. It didn't seem like they were thinking about doing too much, but Safe nearly clutches it as well. And again, like if, you know, the bomb's planted for cat, then he doesn't have to play it like this, or he's out in the open. At the same time, he could have tucked behind the pillar. But the bomb on default makes him nervous. It's not nice when we don't see ideas.
And if you're playing versus Navi,
bring some ideas.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't be nervous, and you got to have ideas. Because if not,
Navi will eat you alive. Navi always eat Furia alive.
Always, always, or like sometimes always.
I remember we had this exact same conversation the last time, and you're like, "Oh, I think there's a chance they're playing so well," and then they just get dumpstered in 2 maps.
You know, we had it off broadcast, so the people don't know.
It was actually in the pregame.
Oh shoot!
You're getting really old.
Getting rusty. Electronic, maybe he is too, you know? Time to hang it up, perhaps. Poor guy gets wrecked by drop, deagle to the face.
Just like that, huh?
Mid. It's over. It's over. Win a major, have a kid, get out. No, jokes aside. This is a nice force buy from Furia that has already opened up with a man advantage, and Bit will be looking to bring it back. Perfectly timed boost from the catwalk to give him the headshot, but Safe's overfaced from ramp. And with the 2 CTs in that bomb site, just 2 moments there of just double teamworks, right? We get the boost over on cap between the 2 B players. We get this perfect double peek down ramp from the 2 A players. And now they're able to just walk away with a man advantage and keep eyes on middle. So beautiful little attack on both extremities. And it leaves Furia to have to fall silent and look to break through with this last 30 seconds.
They let Boomich get to his safe space here in CT spawn. And it looks like they might actually allow a plant. Now, Boomich is going to take contact if they get by him. He can let this go, and there's a chance he even stops this plant entirely now.
Smoke down to the triple. That's good from Yuri, but it also opens up this attack from Simple.
My God.
It almost got predicted. In fact, Yuri tried to find that exact kill. Dude, Simple's presence, simply his presence is enough to make you panic ever so slightly. Yuri opened himself to the connector play, and sure enough, Navi lock it down. So, clean little 4v5 there.
Yeah, not bad at all. So, of course, the main things that have changed since the last time they played, I can't remember if Drop was on the team, but I don't think he was. So, Drop and Safe have come on, basically, and what we saw from Furia in their last series was insanely promising across the 2 maps they played. A great Mirage. Safe had an amazing game, especially on that CT side. He was cleaning up. So, you know, just because in the past it's been really difficult for Furia, They actually have picked up one best of 3 out of their last 6, but
There you go. There's the silver lining.
I guess that's a nice...
Yeah, we found it.
Yeah, it's a little thin, but it's there. This is a kind of a new FURIA. It is kind of a new FURIA. And in the past, when it was really bad, what happened is that FURIA would run at NAVI like they run at every other team, no matter how good they are, whoever they are. You know, it's like going to prison and then starting a fight with the biggest guy, right? That's FURIA.
Sure.
Except that Simple would just run back at them. You know, more aggressive than ever. I feel like that for some reason, he loves to play against FURIA, and that was always really problematic. But you know what might make the difference?
Safe?
LAN.
Ah.
LAN.
Not safe?
LAN-RIA. Safe is 27 years old.
That is true. And he said that his age is actually a strength in his position, right? It's a forte. It's not a weakness. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Youth is overrated. Experience is not easy to come by. At least that's what the old guys will say. Frag grenade to the bottom of connector, and it's going to do good damage versus FURIA. 2 players weakened. Then the smoke comes out, and oh my god, Electronic just pushes through. Art did not see that one coming. So 5v4 off the back of it, more utility damage, more utility usage, and the T-side answers as well by hitting down Bit a tidbit. Simple, clean gap in the window, but the follow-up smoke will take that back from him, so he's not going to be able to further the man advantage.
Oh, they're covering all the right positions right now. And Boomich won't win his duel, but Electronic is here to try to trade this. They'll molly close, and Electronic almost got into his spot to get trapped. This molly that he throws in as a counter will be huge, because then FURIA have to respect it for the full time. Theirs is down. He'll just move off the default.
Molotov on the wrong position. Electronic will be happy that that didn't land at his feet. He still has support from stairs. And this outward position from FURIA now confirmed. Electronic's position as well to the opposite end. But remember, Bomb is actually heading around through the apartments, so FURIA doing a good job of at least selling this fake. However, Simple shows up, tears him to pieces, and now suddenly this 2 versus 4 into the B bomb site is really and truly all they have to work with. Bit is ahead of the utility, so his timing is gonna should work out well. Drop actually catches wind of this. And now Safe has been tasked with going and clearing him from this pillar. Bit working with such little HP, serving up a distraction. And you know Drop realizes it, but he can't look away. He just can't. Safe trying to find sanctuary within the bomb site, tagged low and still able to answer, but Perfecto finds him through the smoke, and we have the 4-0 Navi start.
They mirrored all of the aggressive options that FURIA took that round, whether it was the connector presence, and Electronic was really the star of the show. He was, you know, he wasn't the guy who pushed into A-ramp when they thought he would. He wasn't the guy who was under Balk when they thought he was. And they tried to molly both positions and couldn't lock him down. Then he did some extra damage. And both him and Bit had great disengages in this round. Off a default, Electronic does about 70, 80 damage, falls off, lets Simple finish that fight. Bit does the same thing on the pillar, spots 2, holds his spot, makes it really uncomfortable for Safe to try to get out of his position on the back of default. And before you know it, FURIA have no odds of winning the round. So a very collected first rifle. Second rifle?
Good flash, keeps Simple off the mark. Ooh, peek over top of it. Boomich, nicely done. Finds the second headshot. Now, Simple's still dropping shots here, but not a problem. It's not like he's taking damage. It's not like the T's have an opening. It's just not as quick as it could be. Good thing for Boomich. Keeping K-Serato and Art both at the 0-5 start. So they have been completely neutralized and neutered in the opening bout of Mirage. Safe's just trying to fight in this 1 versus 1, and he can't even win that, dude. On an individual level, this is that Navi. Not the Navi, but that Navi.
It felt like going into playoffs that everyone was gonna suck.
I was worried, man.
Honestly, there were just so many teams that, for some reason, we're 3rd tournament of the year. It felt like everyone was in their 1st tournament of the year. With the form that Gambit were on, that Navi were on coming into this event. You know, G2 dropping their match, Vitality bleeding. I mean, it was getting weird there for a second, but by the end of yesterday, when Gambit played, on map 3 after dropping one map to Copenhagen Flames, they looked like themselves. Vertigo was absolutely insane. So I feel like we're going to get a very high-level match between them and Vitality following this one. And in this series with Navi versus ENG over on Overpass yesterday, I mean, it came to the third, and they had to make a comeback in the third. Yep. But when they did, they started to look like themselves. And they looked like they were far better than ENG. So that's kind of a good sign for the teams that we expect a lot from.
Electronic, there was an argument there that maybe he would have gotten caught, but he'll find cover in the box and delivers the 2K that he always seems to. So let's talk about, you know, the pieces here for Navi that we've seen so far. Simple, just tearing up multiple moments on that A site, 6-1. Electronic, 8-1. Bit, 6-2. I mean, on an individual level right now, you know, Navi didn't even skip a beat.
Yeah.
There's no little bit of warm up.
And they haven't been pushing into A ramp, into Palace, up mid. They've just been playing right on the borders of all of these different positions and waiting for FURIA to make a move, and then they just make one a little bit faster. And that's been just enough.
I feel like FURIA on their best day could make many rounds close. But FURIA...
That's such a kind thing to say.
Thank you. On a slower day, are going to get 6-0 on the start. So 2K for Electronic, 2K simple. And again, you're dead on, right? There's no overstepping here from Navi. It's not as though they're taking the fight to FURIA. They're just playing a bit reactionary, but they're also not hiding or falling back in any way. You know, they're happy to play that exact middle ground. Meet me halfway.
Yeah.
You know, it's a real gentleman agreement.
And it's the thing where, you know, they're going to come through smoke sometimes or try to create a timing somewhere with a dry peak. And right now in the early round, Navi are on high guard. They have the op staring at A ramp, which sometimes people skip. They doubled up in connector that previous round, even though oftentimes that's just a utility battle and no one ends up coming through. All right, a fast B exec and Perfecto will now get some action.
The pace is here. I will give it to that for FURIA. You know, they're trying to push the tempo. They're trying to get Navi off their game. But you got to follow it up with aim of your own. And with fire at the feet of Drop, he concedes that front position.
Yeah.
And FURIA, you know, they didn't go for anything other than apartments.
Yeah.
And they hit a brick wall that they just cannot bust down.
Sad part about a B exec is just how important that first guy is. He gets the kill, that can be the round. He dies, you have no exec at all. They didn't even get out.
Nothing.
They leave with minimal grenades, damaged players, and a man disadvantage.
You're not listing anything good.
There's basically nothing good for them about what just happened. Plus, they have the paranoia that Navi pushed Palace, pushed A ramp, took mid control, walked underpass to clear them.
Suppose
late push B after they left.
The only good thing is they walked away.
Yeah.
You know? At least they're still on 2 legs each. A little wobbly on some of these players. With a single smoke, they'll make that A contact. But let's see it, okay? On an individual level, we haven't had any shining moment yet from FURIA. And Boomich will make sure that that does not happen from Art. Safe will connect with the op shot, and Boomich now suddenly a little bit more pressured. So at least a very good job of cracking open the A site, and the possibility for the plant would be on the front of triple. But remember, no util. Simple, sketched out, jumps back, and a plant now comes through. So that's a little bit of a difference. Now suddenly we're talking about the doable. But then Simple will recover from his previous mishap. And with 30 health between the last 2 players of FURIA, they just need to figure out the pieces. Yuri is deep in jungle, and that could serve as a problem for Perfecto, but he is very much locked in on this spot, so as Yuri comes around that corner, he's canceled out, and Drop is able to answer while the bomb gets defused right underneath his nose. He could smell it, but there was nothing he could do to stop it.
Yeah, that was actually, you know, for FURIA not having anything, taking some damage, losing all their nades, and not having map control. They got a bomb plant, and they actually made it close. If Safe gets his kill on Simple, they actually can't scale from CT spawn, and that retake slows down to the point that they could win on time. But instead, Simple wins the really key duel here versus Safe, who's sitting at Apex, and that makes a world of difference in their odds. So we could see bomb timer ticks past half, and they've already made so much progress. So, okay, timeout called for Furia. What can they do? And we have seen some defaults, but we really haven't seen excruciatingly slow rounds. And I mean, that shouldn't come without a purpose, but I think right now the guard is really high for Navi in those first 20 to 30 seconds, where again, it's actually become, it's like the first thing you do when you learn CS is to op A ramp, but then you stop doing it in your pro matches because people know you're going to do that.
Yeah.
But then again, with Furia, you kind of have to go back to that way, and Navi are showing us they are prepared for those options early on. So the gimmicky plays are getting shut down, which is solid for the game plan of Navi. And I think that is going to force Furia to slow down the pace.
And when when Furia have to slow down that pace, that's when they start losing some of their identity.
I've never seen a bald egg fly.
Oh, man.
Kind of said
Fanatic.
That like James Bardolph or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how he would say it.
Bald eggs, James. Dan. Dan, James. Bond.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I really wanted that.
It was going to happen. It was going to happen.
We were saying how Simple hasn't pushed in. They haven't gone to that extra level forward. Simple, what you doing with the smoke? Just going to leave that there? You're going to make Boomich come pick that up?
He's just going to play under Balk with it.
Is it Simple?
Oh, wait. Okay.
Simple said, I want you right here. And it's a good thing Boomich picked that up in time, but look at this. Quesarado gonna push beyond it. Boomich still got a kill with that, but the Palace player comes out wide. Electronic was not able to help Simple, and so we've got a little success. Furia finding a weird timing. Okay, it wasn't a rush out of the gate. It was slower, like you alluded to, but even with the slower round, they still made it, you know, possible to just go for that quick pop, that burst. And it found Navi off guard. Quesarado deep on the ticket with drop by his side. That's a 1v4 attempt from Bit. He saw Quesarado's gun just now, but I think he understands that the likelihood is low. So, Furia, 7-1.
Yeah,
Brazil.
They make it happen. Has to be Brazil. It has to be. So, yeah, they do it that way. It works out. Slow down the pace. Same punchiness, like you're saying, but later into the rounds. And I think that still has to continue. Like, in terms of conditioning, Navi have won the mental battle. Like, they shut you down early. No aggressive options. And because it's Furia, and it's their name brand, teams are always going to use nades early, just in case that they try to be overly explosive. So I don't think Furia have to overplay in that from that perspective. But, yeah, I'm really curious if they will try to just go for a straight-up default. Worked quite well. You know what they say. Never seen a good team with a bad default.
You say that. You are the they.
Oh my God.
What do you say about that?
That's wow. That's supposed to be like the free way to kill someone if they're in connector.
Felt like that had like two directions within the flick. That was like a Pasha biceps flick.
Yeah.
The little L shape.
Does a U?
Little U curves. Little right, up, down, right, up. You know, Simple putting in the cheat codes.
Like a little Konami code or something.
5v4.
If you work that hard to P connector, you're supposed to just get the kill. But
well, Simple's also not supposed to be this good at a game.
yeah. But you know what? Ideas win tournaments, and that was an idea.
Okay.
There's still a little bit more to it. But you know what they say, I've never seen a good team with bad ideas.
Stop it. What else do good teams have?
Simple.
That's the solution? You've got defaults, you've got ideas, and you've got Simple. And if
well, Carlos paid $600K for a high schooler.
Damn.
To get a Simple.
That's what he's hoping for.
Yeah.
Time will tell. Art. Woo! Quick little shot on that one. Goes back. There's a second player there.
Yeah, they don't know he's doubled up.
Simple's got the position. Saw the jump down. That should be a pickup. He is so fast. Electronic losing half the health inside of jungle. Drop's not going to be able to trade that one. Little separate engagement there. Nicely done by Electronic. And an attempt from Yuri to spray to the second ticket player. But that, sir, will not work. We've got the perfecto Simple Electronic show for Navi and an 8-1 lead for them as well.
Yeah, form's good. You got Simple in your fantasy.
No, I don't. Stunna has Simple.
Oh, Stunna has Simple. Stunna actually got 3 oppers.
I've got 4 oppers.
You?
No.
Oh, he got 4?
Stunna has 4 oppers. He said, hey, I heard they buy these things for 600,000 bucks.
Right. He got Monacy too. So, but yeah, but Simple didn't have like the, you know, he wasn't in murder form for the play-in and for the event so far. But he's back. He's very back.
Yeah, this game is this is Simple doing what he does best, just dominating players as if they're not even of the same caliber. He'll peek into Art, and that'll cost him. As Yuri also opens one towards middle, so you know you can't count things.
Chickens.
Yep.
Hatch.
Down the hatch with the chickens, as they say. Half the health gone from Bit, but again, it's just the kills, so screw it. If you're winning your duels, you're winning the rounds. And a 9-1 lead looking very likely. Quesarado on the case. Minute with the bomb on his back. Molotov and a flash.
That's where you unmute to say, I've seen you win these. Works about 36% of the time.
That's not a passing grade.
But on the bright side, there's no one on Cat to stop him on the cross. There's no one on the CT to actually cause him a problem right now. And he has a little bit of time. So he will have the fairest 1v3 possible, I think. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. That's beautiful timing from Boomage. Right when the bomb's going down, like, can't cancel at that point. You're just going to take the money.
Navi just playing a very high-level game of Counter-Strike on an individual level, looking way better than everybody else. And I think this goes back to what we had mentioned, where it was like everybody was kind of playing subpar CS, whether they were coming from the play-in or starting off. You know, there was nobody who just actually Heroic kind of, I think, are one of the most impressive.
They had a very fast start,
you know, like, and so they reminded us that they are here. There's a lot of talk about the new rosters, you know, in the game, but the old dogs can do it too. Now, at the end of the Gambit match, that was powering up. And at the start of this one versus Furia, Navi have showed us, okay, this is not going to be a fall-off event. They are, you know, they are destined for the arena with performances and individual levels like we've seen in the first 10 rounds of Mirage.
Sometimes we get hypnotized by the thought that Navi are just a collection of really strong individuals, but they are also the best team in the world on many maps, and it's pretty much comes down to what kind of form they're in. When they played against Gambit at the Major, that was the most satisfying game of Mirage I think I've ever watched in terms of how high of a level it was. And right now it feels like Navi are burgeoning on that, and they could be putting that matchup for us, but Furia are not anywhere close to that point. So, you know, we're really just waiting to see if Furia can show us more. But for the time being, it's 5v4 after 5v4.
Yeah. Quick opening again. Electronics looks so comfortable, whether he's getting rushed at the bottom of connector or whether he's taking the fight to either underpass, or in this case, top mid. He's just very mobile at the moment. And Simple is very sharp. He has missed few shots, barring that one time from the ticket booth where they were still able to pick up the rounds. I feel like he's just hit the target every single time. And Bit peeks perfectly out to catch Yuri top Tetris. So once more, rinse and repeat.
I mean, if they were two animals fighting right now, which ones would they be? What would Navi be? Start with Navi. Something.
Great white shark.
Great white shark, and then Furia has to be probably got to be underwater.
Okay, actually,
go ahead.
I stop because great white sharks.
I stop.
They've just got a bad reputation. Okay.
Oh, they're actually nice guys.
I would say, killer whale. Navi are the orcas.
Did you know they are unable to ever keep a great white shark in captivity for more than 6 months?
Really?
It would always die.
They're just destined for freedom.
Yep. Did you say orca?
Yes, so Navi are the orca whales, and Furia are the seals.
Oh, okay.
You ever seen those
you actually picked like a real...
Yeah,
that's
dude.
nice.
When the seals get thrown like 45 feet up into the air?
Yeah.
That's horrifying. Orcas are known to kill great white sharks, in fact.
I would have picked something silly like a squirrel and a hawk.
I recently learned that orcas can they can kill blue whales.
Aren't those the big ones?
The biggest animal on the planet.
You have to work on them slowly.
I read that orca's favorite food is the tongue of the blue whale.
I feel like they'd have to speak some kind of language that you could talk to them back in to get confirmation. Like, sometimes I'm not sure. There's so many animal facts that I just... Have you seen it for yourself, man? I don't know.
All I know is I'm watching a bunch of animals on the side of Navi tear Furia limb from limb because we have not seen any real openings. Pistol was the closest round, barring the one that they actually picked up. We are back to the winning ways of Navi. 3 in a row, looking for a 4th. Electronic and Simple, side by side at the top of the scoreboard. 13 and 12 kills apiece.
I'm not that smart, but I did see this coming.
Okay, I like how that was a very humble compliment you just gave yourself.
So it's just about expectations.
You know, I'm not drop dead gorgeous, but I'm pretty damn good looking. Lawander's way. Here come the smoke grenades, so Boomich will be on high alert, but I like this variation, creating the wall in front of the bench. Kind of screws with Simple. Nice Molotov beyond it as well. So A-site's actually
they're not coming though.
Evacuated. Yeah, they're just on the cusp of it. They hold out for a moment, and then with the follow-up flashbangs, they decide to start taking their attack by storm. They will kill Boomich and Queserado, catching 2 frags at the bottom of middle. That's a nice little double up on the Galil, and Simple's even dead. Wow. He is mortal, and Perfecto is alone.
Hey, that's a new strat.
I like that exec.
I mean, I don't think...
Talk me through it.
I have seen that those exact smokes before, or if they've thrown them before. I'm not sure, but hey, cool idea. They do the wall smokes that... Did they have stairs smoked as well? They did, right?
Yeah, stairs, okay. And then 2 in front of...
Connecting to triple.
Exactly.
So it does stop some antics like the bench push that operas do off the corner of the smoke from stairs jungle. And it removes some of the spam battles, I guess. But it does open up a line for like where Boomich was able to connect over to triple. And they paused for 5 seconds or so, and Boomich crossed. And I feel like they got 2 players escorted over to default quickly enough that, wow, they used 4 smokes on this. And I mean, that means they can plant default, they can plant opposite default, they can plant back triple. The only issue I could see is if, you know, a molly landed on the cross, they might get really scared. And they also, again, can get wrapped on triple. But clearly, Navi did not know the appropriate reaction. Sure. And that made him a little bit nervous. And Boomich said, well, this is a clear option. Let me try it. But Furia, we're ready.
So definitely creating a round win. An impressive one at that.
That was cool.
Can they go back to back? Because we've seen nothing consecutive from the Furia T side. Ooh, safe. Finds the opening kill. Man advantage here for Furia. Let's go. There's still time to recover a little bit of this T-half. You were caught by the sharpness of Navi out of the gate.
And the 2 rounds now have been these, you know, mid-round 5v5 execs on the A site. Oh, maybe they go for it again. You know, how interesting would it be if they actually tried the exact same thing? I mean, they have some of the utility. They're missing a smoke, so maybe they'll have to do something a little different. Looks like some regular A-side, right side site smokes.
Boomich is going to get Molotov out of position as well, so that makes things very awkward, except he jumps up the ladder just in time, and he didn't even take any damage, so no audio cue given. And Simple set up, Boomich. Whoa, that's close. Almost slides blind right into Yuri's gut. But rather, Simple now feeling a little timid here.
They don't have a smoke for the cross, yeah.
That's huge, though.
They waited too long.
Oh, things got awkward here for Furia. Now they could have to pay the piper. Navi looking to dance on their graves with an 11th round win. The head presents itself from Bit. He has to back up slightly. And that little bit of pressure,
10 seconds.
If you don't have the smoke, could at least help. Simple, not able to punish on the bomb plant. CT support from Perfecto. Frag grenade negligible. And a fallback as Safe takes position in sandwich. Yuri retreats down ramp, and Simple is right on that line. Collateral shot from Safe, but not the kill because Perfecto jumped and took it to the legs. Safe looking back towards middle. That distraction serves perfectly for Perfecto. And now Yuri, I love this. He moves out of ramp and he hopes to catch them off guard. Look how the incendiary goes too far. And Yuri, can he go the distance? Just one more shot, and it's just not there for him. But is the time? That's the question. Just enough. Perfecto with the clutch.
Damn, they'll make it happen. It's another situation where, man, they're letting their smokes go all the way to these last few seconds. Then it looks scary, them trying to get the bomb down. They have been successful twice, but it is replicating the formula for success that has worked for them in the other 2 round wins, where it's late towards A, they keep everyone alive in the default, and they just burst with smoke. So that's something good. I don't mind the idea from Safe to go towards connector. He knows Bit was there, and Bit needs to come in for the retake. And ultimately, I think Perfecto makes a great play that makes Safe's play look wrong, but I actually really like the idea. An NT for him. 2-op setup here for Furia.
When in doubt, pull it out.
Sometimes you... Oh! I was going to say, sometimes you lack mobility when you have a 2-op T-side, but they've been going slower.
A4 gang.
Yeah. It's a small gang, but very dangerous.
Yeah, but it's a gang on top.
Yeah.
You know, it's half of Navi at this point.
That's true.
Infected by the Bit. Silence from Furia here at the minute mark. They fall away from that B contact.
Yeah, Furia looking a little bit like Gambit in these last few.
Okay, Serrato walking out top middle, gonna go unchecked. And the bomb looked like it was coming with him, but now instead decides to go around the T-spawn. So we're gonna have 3 players coming at the ramp / palace, and maybe even a 4th, because Serrato also starts to peel off, but...
So last round we saw the right side site smokes, and that's countered by an op and CT. This flash will help, but it's an after image flash, and Simple doesn't have to move. They don't coordinate the peak well enough, and Simple can keep an open line right directly into where the 3 remaining Ts are.
I mean, they've got to call this off, no?
Yeah, I don't think they can even go for this at this point, so they'll hang back and save.
Ugh.
When's the last time you've seen Furia save?
Oh.
They are playing very different. I mean, they had to adapt. Sure. I do appreciate that they did. You know, they threw out their game plan to play a style that would win them rounds, but it still only amounted in 2.
Ooh, that's a little uninspiring towards the end, but obviously, you know, they were pinned in that position.
Simple's picked the right time to be in CT spawn, about 3 rounds now on these rifles. Oh my god, Perfecto had an M249, I think.
I saw it.
Yes.
It's on the ground. There is an M249 on the field.
Is that a, which Negev's the cheap one?
The Negev's the wind-up. The M249 will be left behind. It actually has really good first bullet accuracy.
It's also, yeah, it's good for B.
It's not a bad gun. Harry would convince you to pick that thing up.
They missed their mid-smoke.
And that will cost them a life. Serrato taken aback by Electronic. And Art retreats ever so slightly. More CT utility usage here in mid. And Furia just gonna try to get one of those quick timings, but Simple, that's such good cover. Boomich needed him to pull that off. Yeah. Imagine being Boomich, where you can just run into ramp, ignore the guy on the left side of your screen, and just know that your teammate's gonna scoop up that first kill so that you can get the guy in the background. That's so gnarly. And because of it, we've got a comfortable 5 versus 2 turn 5v done. Bit finishes things with a 13th round for the CT side of Navi. This is an uphill battle for the Brazilians. Can they show us resilience?
Yoshi asked how we keep performing under pressure. You know, in our team we have 2 psychologists who are working with us, and you know, like it's like a real sport right now, because we're working like on mentality, psychologists, a lot of work on boot camp right now, like these 3 weeks for us. It was really hard because start of the season, after the vacation, and you can feel this pressure because after the previous results in the previous year, you should do your best right now at the start of the season, and you can't be like calm down, you know. So we feel some pressure, but we're working on it and trying to think only about our game and how we do the next wins on the tournaments.
It's hard to imagine the playoffs in Cologne without Nadas Vincer, and 2018 was no different. However, it wasn't just NAVI making it to the grand final that made that year in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike special. The German team big and their almost miraculous run throughout the whole tournament made NAVI the antagonists of the event, and some fans will say it's a shame that Big Cinderella story didn't receive a happy ending. Big may have leveled the scoreline by taking Dust 2.
Copy left nothing to be desired. Knew that there was a possibility a player would turn around and check it. Zeus tries to hold off. They knew he'd gone into the corner. They find him. Edwards in the sight, but they already pushed back through tunnels. Tazian gets the shot.
But Navi's Electronic became a herald of what was soon to come.
Great mid-round calls. Now it's on to Electronic trying to isolate. Here we go. They completely surround him. How the hell do you turn that around?
You do nothing about this. What?
Oh, he reads it. He reads it. And an arc. A power surge right through two.
What the hell just happened there?
And so we return to the battlefield drenched in Brazilian blood. I'm telling you, Furia, this is a tough pill to swallow. They looked so good in their last series. It looked like this new machine was gonna work, and we praised the new pieces of the Furia camp because they slotted into the Furia identity. It was fast, it was aggressive, and it was really, really sharp.
You know,
but not as sharp as Navi.
You're a romantic, and when we talk about teams, sometimes we want to believe they can all be top one, but there are levels, and you know, teams when they get in the server, they understand that. And right now, Furia leveled up for sure with this lineup, and we can look forward to their future. But if Navi play at their best, we have to be, you know, harbor our expectations. Is kind of like when we talk about big. You know, you can get excited about an upset or some good series, but there are teams that are just so far ahead of them. And right now, Navi are playing like it.
If they win this pistol, it is safe to say things are over fast. And I may be a romantic. It's the French in me. But this one, man, let's just let Furia tell us otherwise. All expectations, Navi close Mirage. Quesarado will be found out, but the second CT is not. Safe, gonna deliver one kill before he's swarmed by the entirety of Navi. And now with Drop having the Incendiary and Flash, there are some tools for this 2v4 retake attempt. Bit goes deep within the window. They're saving in a pistol.
Yeah, it's hard to get back in.
Done.
That was so clean.
They're so toast.
That was a guillotine. We've watched a couple of matches. Now we watched this Vertigo game yesterday. Like, you never want to cast and be like, this game's over. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like,
I also can't lie.
It's tough. It's really tough. When you see Navi playing like this.
Yeah.
But it's great for the storylines no matter what. You know, if it's decisive for Navi playing as well as they are. Furia making this close wouldn't have been unbelievable because they probably were pretty confident after their last win.
For sure.
But today, in this game, on Mirage, right now, Navi are two rounds away from closing it out in what feels like 30 minutes.
Frustration.
It's insane that you can do it to players like Yuri, Quesarado. You know, there are some serious talented talents on the other side of the server, but I just don't think that Navi really respect them.
You know, and to keep things romanticized, at the very least, we're not talking a lower bracket matchup where Furia show that they're not able to even compete. This is just the best in the world taking the quickest route to the playoffs. You know, flying ahead, as they should. FURIA? Bro, there's no reason that they can't go down and duke it out with the others. We've got Nuke after this.
Yeah,
Navi, you know.
that should actually be pretty fun. I mean, even when Navi do eat them alive, and again, I mean, the one win they got was actually a couple of series ago that FURIA were able to take them in a couple of close matches. It's always exciting between the two. Like, it's always an entertaining game one way or the other, because obviously, so fun to watch FURIA play no matter who they play against.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, they just have this kind of symbiotic relationship with their play styles that just lead to the most fun rounds.
Navi very much taking their time with this one, but Simple will be the front runner, and it feels to me like Safe hasn't realized this timing happened. Scout shot missed, and the T-side start to run outwards, closing that gap to the A bomb site. 25 seconds on the clock to make sure that this goes well. Bombs just being thrown over, and Simple tries to give cover, but Art over the top of the stairs attempts to crest and is sent to bed. The tap from Simple as him and Electronic just tear that A site to pieces. Ooh, that's the kind of Simple I like to see. Quesarado on the flank, dead to Electronic, his 3K, Simple's 2, a full house on the Navi squad, and a 15th round secured. 13 map points. Good luck, FURIA.
Navi gonna have to do a full workout after this game just to use up all the energy from the meal they ate before this game started. 20-6 from Electronic.
Crazy.
Yeah. Landtronic, I should say, because online he's unrecognizable. Who is this guy?
Definitely.
Come on, Electronic.
One of those guys.
Yeah.
One of those drop-offs. FURIA, 3 MP9s, Desert Eagle Scout. It ain't the best recipe. And with, again, the successors of the last round popping off for the start, we finally get somewhat of an answer here. Yuri gonna try to make things problematic, but ooh, he does reposition nicely. Something to write home about. We could have a kill from Quesarado towards mid. His Desert Eagle, no. That one's gonna get denied. Bit's gonna find himself on the scoreboard. As Yuri now behind smoke, his cover fades, and so do the very, very slim chances of FURIA's run back. 16-2. Navi, they don't just beat them, they consume them. And the only silver lining here for FURIA is that this is a best of 3. So, let's go ahead, everybody walk away. Pretend you didn't just see that onslaught, that slaughter. And we'll see if things can get reset for Nuke. It's not gonna be an easy day for FURIA, but it could be a quick one for Navi.